Hello, everybody. It's John again, the Indian Cine-MANIAC, with my 10-minute movie review. Or again, let me just say one more time 10-ish minute movie review. Some of these I've gone over a little bit. I do have a timer, however, so I'm going to try to stay on track. Okay. So this episode is going to be based on your guys' recommendation. I was looking for a John Abraham film where he plays the hero. So you guys told me about Madras Cafe, which is directed by Shoojit Sicar, stars John Abraham, Ajay Ratnam, Raashi Khanna, Nargis Fakhri, and Prakash Belawadi. Belawadi. I hope I'm saying that. This was not at all what I was expecting. I was expecting an over the top spy movie, and this was about as grounded in reality as you can get. Almost documentary feel to it. It was I really enjoyed this. I mean, this kept my attention though. Look, this is an espionage thriller. This is Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. This isn't James Bond. This isn't RRR. I mean, this is gritty and real. Now, from what I read, it's based on true events about the assassination of an Indian Prime Minister, Rajiv Gandhi. Although the account around it's inspired. It's not the actual story. It's set during the 80s and 90s during the Indian intervention in Sri Lanka. Now, I I went to this movie not knowing anything about Tamil, about Sri Lanka, about Indian intervention. I don't know anything about that, and I will say that I I really like this movie, but I wasn't sure, other than John Abraham, who I was supposed to be rooting for. Was it the Tamils who got their freedom taken away and are revolutionaries? Is it India? Is it the prime minister? I mean, I had a tough time with that because I don't know any of the politics. So that was a little difficult for me to follow about who I was supposed to side with. In fact, a couple of times it said, including by John Abraham, one man's revolutionary is another man's terrorist. Well, the final solution definitely, I thought, was terrorism. And it was pretty brutal. Anyway, this movie starts off with John Abraham. Looks like he got PTSD, full beard. He's drinking himself to death. He stumbles into a church and basically does confession with a priest. And then it's told through flashbacks, the assassination of the PM. And it was an interesting vehicle they used because they would, 2.5 years before assassination, 6 months before assassination, 3 days before assassination. That was kind of the thread through it. So John Abraham plays a special forces part of RAW, I believe it was called, a spy espionage force. And he's trying to broker a peace deal between India and the Tamil revolutionaries on their island, which was something I hadn't seen before. And I always like being taken someplace I haven't seen. And in the background, there are government workers working against him. So it's an espionage thriller. It's a conspiracy thriller. Um, and I said at the beginning, it's not an over the top action. There are some pretty good action scenes in it. In fact, there's one scene where they're going to pick up weapons off a boat, and that's a really well done scene. But there's not a lot of that. Now, that's not to say that it's not an exciting movie. It's a very exciting movie because there's always something happening. And again, it's documentary feel, the way it was filmed, very shaky camera, like you're there type of show. And his performance, John Abraham, was really good, very intense, very stoic, flawed. And there's a scene. Now, we've already established that we're going to do spoilers, and this is an older movie, so I don't mind spoiling this. But some assassins go to take him out, and they end up killing his wife. And that was, they don't show you the actual murder. I mean, they show the guy in the doorway shooting, but they don't show her getting shot. but you see her on the bed with blood all over the place. Um, and that was a tough scene, and he's got to keep going because he's still trying to figure this out. I think what I liked about this movie the most was how grounded it was. I mean, they you could tell that they used real footage of some of the stuff that was happening at that time. I mean, it was brutal. I don't think I've seen a movie as brutal as this in showing of people getting killed, the violence. Um, it wasn't like over the top or cartoonish. It was very real, and the consequences were also very real. And what I liked the most and found surprising, even though I don't generally like endings like this, you thought that one, he was going to be able to stop the assassination, which doesn't happen. Two, once they cut back to the church, that he's going to have some kind of epiphany and then go after the people that did this. Well, that's not what happened. The PM got the ex-PM, I should say. The ex-PM gets assassinated. He tells the story to the priest. The movie's over. And then they do some during the credits. They talk about that there's still displaced Tamils. You know, they talk about the real situation that happened. So it was a very dark ending, not what I was expecting from a heroic character, but it's also the reality of the situation, and not every situation has a happy ending. So it was tough. It was a tough ending to it, but he was so good in this movie, and a big contrast from when he played the bad guys in Doom. I can't even remember what the other one was. And two movies I really liked him in. Oh, Pathaan, yeah, Pathaan. Um, but he was good in this, and I'd like to see him in another one. And I guess there's a series of movies based on that organization, Raw. So I'd like to see that. But yeah, this was a tense movie throughout. You know, you're trying to figure out if Anna, who's the lead revolutionary or terrorist, is he a good guy or is he a bad guy? I don't know. I mean, I tend to side with if they're going to kill innocent people with a bomb like they did with the PM. I guess that kind of makes them terrorists, right? I mean, I'm not sure because again, I don't know the political landscape of what this meant and how powerful it must have been for people who were from those areas. But as a movie, as strictly a movie, this was dark and gritty and espionage thriller that I really enjoyed. Loved his performance. The bad guys were good. You know, like the guy Bala, just a slime, and you figured out pretty quickly that he was the leak because he's just so slimy and he's so, you know, he's very evasive. Um, but yeah, I'm happy you guys suggested this movie because it was a lot different from what I thought it was going to be, and a lot different from most movies that that I've seen so far. So I'm looking forward to more John Abraham films. So if you know a good one that he's done, put it in the comment section, and we'll get that done too. So I'm looking at my timer; it's only 8:22, so I really did a good job on this one. So the next movie I'm going to watch, this was a recommendation from somebody who knows I'm a superhero fan, and it's 2011 Shah Rukh Khan's Ra 1. I saw the trailer for it. It looks pretty cool. Now, I don't know if it's a good movie or not, but I am going to watch it. That's the next one. Um, as always, I hope with these reviews and the content that I'm putting on, I've earned your subscription. So please hit the subscribe button, notification button, and hit the like button because it does make a difference. And one other thing I want you guys to know. Come here, buddy. While I've been doing this, my little dog Fenway has been watching, and I you guys have talked about Fenway because she's been in the doorway for some of the shows. Well, this is Fenway, so she just wanted to say hi to everybody and thank you guys so much for the support you're giving on our show, on this channel and on the main channel. Thanks a lot, and we will see you soon. Say goodbye, Fenway. Bye.